Good Sunday afternoon, my friends. Whew, it's a little windy out here today. Woo, let's see if I can talk over the wind for our Monarch caterpillar update. The video you just saw was from a few days ago of our caterpillars in my milkweed patch. And there they were, growing bigger, shedding those skins. And now they're even bigger. I'll show you some footage of them inside. They have moved. I have moved them to a new spot inside my house because it looks like they're getting almost big enough to become chrysalises, or maybe start becoming chrysalises. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. But first I had a few questions from some of my friends that I wanted to answer. So Elodie wanted to know why the caterpillar's antennae are not on its head. She said it's very weird. They do look strange, don't they? Monarch caterpillars have two sets of what are called, not antennae actually, they're called tentacles. Tentacles. And they have a set on their heads and a set kind of at the end of their back. And what they do is they use those. You might have noticed when they're kind of crawling around, you can see them using those tentacles to kind of feel, because caterpillars can't see very well, but they can feel with their tentacles, right? And they can actually taste and smell with their feet, right? If they're on a milkweed plant. So it's just one of the things that they use to get around and find that milkweed. Oh, the wind is blowing things on me. You might remember that last time we were asking what butterflies eat, and some of you had some ideas. Griffin and Archer said they noticed that butterflies land on flowers, so maybe they like to eat or drink them. And then Sophia says butterflies like to eat leaves, spots, craisins, and Miss Kelly. I like that silly answer, Sophia. So Griffin and Archer were on the right track. Butterflies, kind of like bees, they fly around, right, to all these flowers. And it doesn't have to just be a milkweed flower. It could be any flower that the butterfly wants to stop on. And they eat the pollen, the nectar out of that flower. That's what they eat. So they have lots of good energy for flying and flying and flying very far. You guys are so smart. So impressed. Griffin also wanted to know if caterpillars have bones. We have bones, don't we? You can feel your elbow bone or maybe your knuckle bone right here in our bodies. Does it look like caterpillars have hard parts? Right, they don't have bones. In fact, somewhere I was reading it's almost like a balloon. Their body, their skin is like a balloon that holds in all their organs and their caterpillar blood, like we talked about before. It's just like an inflated balloon, and then they use their muscles, you can see, to kind of go back and forth, right? That's how they move along. So no bones for caterpillars. Interesting little creatures, aren't they? Next up, Davis wanted to know, how do butterflies protect their eggs from other animals that can eat them? This is a great question, Davis, because butterflies, when they lay their eggs, they keep on flying to the next place, right? They don't really stay and take care of their eggs, kind of like humans take care of their babies. So the mama, if you've noticed, will lay that egg under the leaf, right? She will lay that egg under, right? And that way, if I were a bird or some other kind of predator, right, couldn't see that egg. Maybe an insect might crawl on the top part, but maybe you wouldn't see that little egg tucked under, right? It does happen sometimes, but they're pretty good at finding spaces where predators can't see those eggs to eat it. Now the other thing that the mama butterfly knows to do is lay it on the milkweed. Have you ever thought about why monarch butterflies lay their eggs on only milkweed? And why that's the only thing that monarch caterpillars will eat? It has something to do with protecting them. It also has something to do with why it's called milkweed. Think about that. Think about that. If you have any ideas, let me know. Think about why those butterflies lay the eggs on the milkweed. Now, also, let's see. Oliver and his mama Emily said that they actually have some little sprouts of milkweed. Yay! That they had some seeds that they planted in the ground, and they have little sprouts coming up. And they were wondering what to do next. Do they plant it in the ground? Do they keep it in a pot? What do they do? I'm so proud of you for growing that milkweed, Oliver and Emily, because sometimes it's hard to grow it from a seed. In fact, the best luck I've had is when the seeds just fall off the flowers. After the flowers become the seeds, I just let them fall wherever they go. And then, if I'm lucky, a little sprout of milkweed pops up, because they're kind of hard to grow from seeds. So good job, guys! And the answer is, well, you can kind of do either one. Once you have the little seedling part that's growing out of the ground, you can put it in a bigger pot. I think their pots are kind of small, but you can put it in a bigger pot, like I have some over here, or you can put it in the ground. Either one will work. Either one will work. I like to have a little bit of both, because that way I can bring my caterpillars inside to look at them, or sometimes to the classroom if I have it in a pot that can come with me. But then I have a nice bigger patch of my milkweed over in my garden. So up to you which one you want to do, but I'm so glad you're planting milkweed, because those butterflies, they need as much milkweed as they can get. Yeah, it's hard for them to find milkweed sometimes to lay their eggs on and have caterpillars eat. So yeah, plant more milkweed if you can. All right, then I had a question from Atlas. Oh, he was commenting on our last video how he said, those caterpillars, it has so many feet. And he's right, they do look like they have a lot of feet, don't they? And then Rockwell said, how does it hold on when it's under the leaf? That's great questions and observations. So, these caterpillars, they have lots of legs, right? Like Atlas said. And they have something called true legs, which are kind of towards the front, kind of like where our arms would be. You can sometimes see them using them to hold on to that milkweed while they're munching. And then they have something called prolegs, more towards the middle and backs of their body. Those prolegs actually have teeny tiny little hook things on them. And that's how they hook onto that leaf or whatever they're on at that time. Those little hooks can grab on really tight, boop, to whatever they're holding on to. And that way they don't fall off, which is really good on a day like this because it's so windy. But they have such strong little pro legs that they can hold on super tight to that leaf and they won't fall off. It's amazing. I wonder what we would do if we had pro legs with little hooks. Oh, Archer and Griffin were noticing in our last video that there were some doodle bugs, and they have been keeping some in a terrarium, a little area where they can keep the bugs, give them food. And they've discovered that the doodle bugs like to eat wood, old wood, and dead plants and things like that. And in our video, if you go back and look, you can see those doodle bugs they noticed are on a little dead piece of plant by that caterpillar. That was really good spotting, Griffin and Archer. And I'm glad you're looking at other bugs, taking care of them. They also said that they liked the way I used the paintbrush to transport the caterpillars. It's kind of, whew, you have to be so gentle, don't you? It's hard to do, and you have to be patient and very slow. I'm glad you liked that. Let's see, did I answer all the questions? I think I did. If I didn't, let me know if I forgot one, but I think I got all of them. Okay, I am going to show you a few videos of where the caterpillars are now and how big they are. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon. Hopefully we'll get some chrysalises here in the next week or so. Yay! Go caterpillars. All right, have a wonderful time. Mwah. I love you.